Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Oriel Morrison-Higgins and I'm joined today by Tony Swiericzuk, the CEO of VRX Silica. Tony, good to see you again. Welcome.
Nice to be back, Oriel.
Now, Tony, you've got some good news to share with us today. You've just raised $4.5 million from two insto investors. Can you update us?
Yeah, sure can. That was late last week, and the announcement came out early this week that we've basically attracted an additional or another large mining institution fund, Nebari, which is a US-based fund, onto the register. They've come on for $3.5 Aussie million, and also joining that placement was our existing largest shareholder, Sparta, which is a German-based fund that has been a long-time patient shareholder with VRX, and they contributed $1 million also to that placement. So that's a total $4.5 million Aussie dollars that we've raised.
Nebari has invested over $650 million right across the global mining industry, the landscape there. What does it mean for VRX to have someone like Nebari, to have a specialist mining financier on your register?
Well, look, for me, it speaks loudly, I suppose, to the project, to the company, to the commodity, to the markets that we're moving into. Their support is exceptional, and I'm very, very proud and pleased to have them on the register.
So let's talk about the funds. How are you going to deploy them?
Yep. Look, now we've will some viewers will know, that we've done a rights issue, and that allowed the existing shareholders to participate in a rights issue. We raised just shy of $3 million in that process. Now that sits alongside this $4.5 million strategic placement to the two instos that we're talking about here. So that now builds cash in the bank to allow me to execute what I want to do, the uses of those funds. And I've talked on that before about site early works. Our final sort of amendments to the permit approvals that we already have approved should be coming through sort of there at the end of August. So I'm sort of looking at that September, October, November period where we will use some of those funds to get into those site early works, access roads, pads, ready for constructors to hit the site next year, dams, water bores, things like that. So that's some of the activities that we'll certainly do. We're also finalising the purchase of the farm, which is adjacent to the mining lease, which adds enormous synergies to the project, supporting a fast sort of construction schedule of the process plant and a lessened haulage distance for the product to get to port as well. So the funds will also be used to settle that farm purchase as well.
So what sort of announcements then can we expect to hear from you over the next few months? Tony, what are investors watching out for?
Yeah, look, I think the next milestones are what I just mentioned there, is the amendments to the approvals to allow me to get on site and break ground is one. Actually executing those site early works, we'll definitely keep the market up to date on that. And then, moving towards project financing later this year. And that's why now having two major institutions on the register, who both combined nearly speak for 25% of the register, with their support. And Nebari has indicated that they would be interested in considering debt support as well. It was in the announcement. That is really, really fills me with confidence as we move towards this project financing and FID for the Arrowsmith North project.
It certainly does indicate a longer-term interest in VRX. Tony, thank you so much for your time today. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Oriel.